Hello everyone, I know it's been a while since we've done a video. Despite me promising that I would do videos, I eventually get distracted into doing things. As ever, I have my faithful companion Izzard with me.
Hello.
And today I'm going to show him something he's not seen. So, those of you who've been following me on Twitter have seen that I've been talking about route finding. Route finding is, as it sounds really, it's the method by which an agent can find its way from A to B via hopefully the most efficient path. So what I started doing was writing a generic system to route find, and that kind of evolved into a game because I was really caning the route finding system. So what we have here is the map of the world. Does it look like a map of the world?
Does it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, here's America, South America. Notice there's no cities down here. So it's actually a proper map of the world. I'll tell you what though. This game, seriously, I have got so much better. Like, I can tell you that's going to be Dakar, that's going to be Reykjavik, London's there, that's Moose Jaws up here somewhere. I've got so good at geography. Anyway, so the idea is that this is really, under the hood, just a big route finding system. So if we zoom in on London, because that's the best city, and what you do, so did you played Transport Tycoon, I assume?
Yeah.
Yes, it's kind of. Oh, really? I play it so much, so it's kind of similar. So I've connected a few cities up there, and what'll happen is each city has a router, possibly a data center, and it will start to generate packets as time goes on. So, you know, I've got about minutes. I'll just do some connections, and we'll connect everything up via London because that should hopefully make it go wrong in a few minutes. So if you play Transport Tycoon, it's kind of the same thing. You've got cities; they're connected up by railway tracks, and trains drive along them. Kind of wondering, there we go, there's packets. So packets, so what this actually represents in sort of another system is the packets are minions or soldiers or whatever, and they're moving around the system. So what we've got here is that something that spawns at, say, Brussels might be trying to go to Lyons.
I wouldn't go via Paris.
No, but what we do is, if I've now
got a single point of failure.
Well, I've now created two routes, so what can happen is the packet can decide to route via London, Brighton, Paris, Lyons, or straight to Lyons. Now, obviously, we can see it's much quicker to go straight to Lyons.
Sorry, isn't it Lyon?
Lyon, it is. My français, Emal, yes. It's not Lyons at all. So, what this is, it's called Dijkstra's algorithm. He was a Dutch mathematician, very clever, and this is the same algorithm the internet uses. So this is literally how packets
routes around damage.
Huh?
So it routes around damage.
It does. Well, we'll come to that one. So I've got a few gameplay things. So you can see the two little orange lights on the left.
Yes.
They're data centers that aren't connected to anything. So you can see the little flashing red light on the far left. That's that data center's target. And that one, oh, that looks a little bit easier. So we'll connect those two data centers. They'll connect this data center up. So this data center is a digital game store, like IndieCity. Incidentally, this game should be in IndieCity soon. So I've now connected up the digital game store to IndieCity, and it sends orange packets if they're data center packets. So the data centers fire very quickly. They generate a lot of data. So if I actually route this one up here, I'll try and make it go wrong. It's not usually too difficult to do.
Can you just tell me what the aim of the game is?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's much like Transport Tycoon in the sense that you are trying to deal with all of the possible traffic in the world and make money while doing it.
Okay.
So, obviously, I was going to try and make it go wrong, but that might take a little while. So we'll just leave that go over there and check. So I've got more data centers spring up. So again, the data centers are kind of the equivalent of subsidies in Transport Tycoon. So I can see there that Tripoli is connected to El Paso over in America. Now that ain't going to happen. I cannot afford a transatlantic link, so they're just going to have to basically wait. But London is not backing up, so that's good. But you can upgrade all of the routers at the stations, at the places, so it's not backed up yet. But if I just continue connecting stuff up. So it's weird. I don't know if this game works for watching, but it's kind of like Transport Tycoon in the sense you sit there for a couple of hours just connecting up stations, dealing with problem points and going, that's awesome, and then realise that there probably is an overarching metagame that you probably should have been worrying about. I don't really know how the compression's going across, but it looks lovely. So it's all got scan lines, everything's sort of flickering gently, and you can see all the packets routing around.
That's kind of how I used to play SimCity. Like, I just enjoy the early game of starting a city building infrastructure.
Yes, very much.
And then the game kind of kicks in.
Well, then that's one interesting bit I was going to talk about with game design. So I love SimCity, but I cannot stand disasters. But in this game, should I put disasters in? Should I have it so data centers go down? Should I have it so, they get power cuts or hurricanes and things like that? Because I
on live.
Well, I don't like that in games, you see. I really don't like it when games have disasters. I always turn them off if I can. So it's a sort of question of, in a game design, whether or not you actually want to...
Yeah, because it's unpleasant for because disasters are not relating to what you're doing. So it's not like punishing you for a wrong move. It's just a random, unfortunate and miserable thing, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. So I don't generally like that in games. So I do have this kind of issue that I don't like putting things like that into my games. I guess that's one of the reasons that Fortress Craft is so nice to the user. On
the other hand, sorry, I agree with you, right? But if you're making a sort of a network designing game, then there's the potential to build in sort of mitigation, so that if you design a network that routes around damage, then it becomes damage resistant, and that way you'd be rewarded for building a better network.
Well, I mean, that's kind of inherent. So
yeah.
London is beginning to back up now, because I've built it a bit ridiculously. So all of England is routed through London, and the only way to get onto the continent is to go through London or Brighton. Sadly, one thing I cannot do is to dismantle links, as there's no facility for that. Oh, another data center just opened up. Where is that going to? Oh, where is that going to? Oh, it's not built yet. That'd be why. It's going to Key West. Do you know where Key West is? Isn't that in America somewhere?
Florida, isn't it? I don't know.
Of course so. Oh, it's from Milan. So this is a backup sensor. So this generates data at the far end, and then it routes to here. So data centers that are orange, like the yellowy color there, are not connected, and ones that are connected are in this sort of purple color. So it's quite cool because you can actually you can whiz all the way out and have a very quick overlook of the entire world and see what needs doing at any point. So yeah, I'm quite usually stuff backs up a lot quicker. I think I have been fixing bugs. Actually, you can see this router here. So Helena is a digital game store, and it's currently transmitting a copy of a game to Sacramento. Sacramento being... Where's Sacramento? Sacramento is... Actually, I can find it. So I hover over that one. So Sacramento is there. So we'll hook that up there. But because it was transmitting down here a minute ago, so Bismarck is now backed up because it's a junction point. So what happens is cities begin to literally gum up with packets. And at that point you can upgrade the routers. You can upgrade the rate that data travels out of the router. You can also upgrade the rate at which it deals with packets, and you can upgrade the router buffer size. So you can eventually the whole, if you don't upgrade it, the whole system will come down to a crashing halt. But so I don't know if this is coming across, but like literally I sat here for hours playing it one night. Like quite literally just sat there for like 2 hours. And I was supposed to be working on it, and I just sat there connecting up the whole world. And then I said, you sort of get it and you leave it, and the data centers pop up, and as long as you've got a nice sort of network, things just work. But then it will start to go wrong. Stuff will gum up. You want to avoid things like this, where I said that's got 60 packets in Milwaukee. That's just are still. I think that's still from the first digital game file. Yes, he's sending packets out there. But it's cool. So it is literally simulating the whole internet. Literally.
Huh. Apart from the transatlantic links.
Well, I can cheat. I guess let's have some money. There is only one transatlantic link, really. There's St. John's to Reykjavik, which cost about 5 million, I think. Yeah, 5 million.
It's a bit cheap.
It's not for this game. 5 million's a lot. Now, I tell you what, I am the worst ISP in the world, though, because I make money from packets. So, again, similar to Transport Tycoon, you make money the further you send the packet, the more money is available, and the quicker the packet arrives, the more money you'll actually make. But what's quite funny is that I literally charge people by the packet. So
right,
I am the worst ISP.
Money for distance packets travel.
Yeah, so if it travels 1,000 units in a straight line, you have a maximum, let's say, of 1,000 cash available if you make it in the estimated time.
Yeah.
So if we look at And there's another router here that's not connected up. Where's that one? Oh, that's easy. So I can just... So you see there, Hot Springs is connecting to Savannah. And I can just literally just go hop there. So now... Yeah, I do want it to highlight the route, but you can see that Savannah is flashing green to represent where the packets will go to. So Hot Springs.
I see, okay. So you successfully linked them up.
Yeah. So if I go back to Milwaukee, which is probably going to be our first... Not Milwaukee, sorry. Bismarck. So you can see there, they've now got a 2.1 second lag. I think that might actually be 2.1 minutes now. So that's how long the router will take to clear its backlog of packets. I bet London's not doing too well either.
Is the lag not affected by the distance then?
That's how long it takes after a packet enters the router before it leaves, which is currently 5.5 minutes in London's case. But that's
I know. Yeah, you're talking about lag induced by the router, but I'm saying longer distances should have higher latency as well.
Yeah, it doesn't measure latency between places at the moment,
okay,
because there's no real reason.
Well, it should.
It should probably tell you how many hops there are. So, hold on, where was that connecting to?
Yeah, but the hops are just accumulation of the internal lag and the latency of the distance.
It should probably... Oh, it's not there. Where is that going to? Detroit. No, I don't know where Detroit is. It's around here somewhere. Well, I thought it was around here. Where's Detroit? Come on, that's where Robocop was.
So I can buy this for $1?
You will be able to. So the idea is that I...
that was a Robocop reference.
It was very good. I'm impressed.
Right.
So I've purposely made a stupid route there. So this data center is now... it will be when I've actually managed to connect Detroit up. This data center now connects literally all the way around the world. So that goes all the way up there, all the way down there, all the way there, and then around a very long route backwards. So
it would be nice with multi-touch gestures.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure if you could really do this sort of thing on a lower spec computer. It's very, very, very CPU intensive. So you see along the bottom, when I actually update a route, where's Moscow? You can see it takes... I've actually staggered the calculations over a number of frames, so that there shows that a bunch of them are still red. You could probably do it. So it really is... Its Dijkstra algorithm is the one used by the internet very, very much. Toledo to Moscow, is that right? Is that valid? Where's Toledo?
So what's going on in Iceland? Doesn't that get huge amounts going through it then? Don't you need meaty routing there?
It will. It not necessarily. So don't forget that it's only as strong as its weakest link. So Reykjavik won't receive more data than St John's can send. So St John has got 99.7, but all of these have got 99.7 because it's just a 1-to-1 ratio all the way down. But
right.
If I connect up round the back to Quebec, and then I'll also connect down here. So then you get sort of, in this case, you get sort of a 3-to-1 ratio on Eastport. So Eastport will start to back up. I don't know if there's anything I can use to make this go quick. So I don't have a cheat key for that. So London's down to 75% now. So there's quite some lag. When it hits 50%, the router is then deemed busy, and it will go orange, and then the route stuff will start to route around the busy router. Or is it a router? That's a router.
It's a router.
It is a router. A router is something else.
No, it's just an American router.
No, a router makes like little gouges and things.
Yeah, but we call that a router.
There we go.